Hey, welcome to Karate 360. I'm your co-host, Richard Mosdell.
I'm the other host, Kalen Anglos. Thanks for tuning in, guys, to episode 28 of Karate 360. We're not going to muck around here. We're just going to dive right in.
That's right, Karate 360. Let's start the show. You will kick high, and I will jump low. Promote the global thing that we love, Karate Sanokumaru. I got you.
You didn't. You screwed it up. Did you realize what you said?
No. I was reading it, and I was thinking, I'm going to say jump on kicks.
Yeah.
I have it right in front of me. Yep.
But you still messed it up.
No, I did it on purpose.
Oh, you did it on purpose.
No, I'm teasing you. See,
geez.
I have it right here.
Okay.
I was looking at it.
Well, this episode's over. Thanks for coming. No, it's done now.
Well, for a second there, I thought, I'm going to do the Japanese version. But then I thought, I'd just see what the reaction is.
Yeah, you could have done the Japanese version and done it differently. I wouldn't have known any difference, so that's all good. Well, if for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, Richard seems to not be able to remember the words to our opening song. And
kick high, kick high. I know it's kick high.
We got it now, so it's all good. We're firing away now. Again, welcome to Karate 360, episode 28.
Need you, Hachi?
Sure, we're flying away here.
28. Need you?
Oh, I believe you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just flying away here on these episodes. We are in our Kenzen studio here.
Exactly.
And you can see it here behind us if you're watching it on Facebook Live. And again, if you are watching this on Facebook Live, feel free to send us some questions and we will answer them in our fan question section at the end. And you'll also notice if you're watching this on Facebook Live that you get a little bit better view of our face. You can actually see us now.
Yes.
Richard said that he wanted to sit on that side because that's his good side. So he wanted to make sure that you got his good side. And for those of you that know Richard too, he's also growing in quite the stubble.
Yeah, it might have to come off. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to trim it down a bit.
Let's see what happens. When the family's away, you never know what happens.
Yep. It's funny, the younger ones in the family are like, keep it going. And the older ones are like, shave it off. Actually, that's been the reaction of it's been like split down the middle of the men and women coming in the club.
Yeah.
Guys are like, yeah, you show me the boss.
Yeah,
women look at me like, so you haven't got permission on that, have you?
I said, well, wife's away, so they're still in Japan.
They are still in Japan.
Yeah, yes. Awesome. You sent me a really cool video the other day and a picture of Emma, your daughter, 7 years old, right? 9 years old. James is 7. 9-year-old Emma in the Japanese gown.
Kimono.
The kimono, yeah. And you said that was the first time she's been in the Japanese gown. Right. That was really cool. And then you sent me a video of James doing the throwing stars.
That's right. At ninja school.
Ninja training.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
legit, like the other guy was a ninja. Like
he was a ninja, yeah.
He was in his ninja gear. And so was James, for that matter. And they were throwing stars at the target.
It is, it's called, I think, Edo Wonderland. And in Tochigi Prefecture, and it's like a theme park. So you go there. I can take you there. It'll be a lot of fun because they actually shoot like samurai movies on the lot. Okay. So it's all these buildings of samurai movies. And so, I went there ages ago. So the kids got to go because it's like an hour from grandma's house. And there's also a ninja house, which everything is built inside sideways. So like all the floors are at an angle. And the idea is that if the enemy gets into your house, they get totally discombobulated.
They don't know where to go.
They don't know where to go. So, like, there's at certain point the house is built correctly and you live in those rooms. But to get to those rooms, you have to go through sideways walls and all kinds of stuff. And it's really cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's also they would use it for training, right?
Okay.
So they did that. He practiced throwing shuriken. They had like this obstacle course where like these knives, like huge axes, are swinging back and forth. They're just plastic, but they're just swinging back and forth. And he had to like kind of maneuver his way through.
This was at the ninja training.
The ninja training one.
Cool.
Yep. They were shooting bow and arrows and
awesome.
Yeah.
All the cool Japanese stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of neat. When you go there, they have all these different sections of like different eras of different time periods.
Great.
So they're having a blast. They're seeing lots of things. Oh yeah, and then he went to the Pokemon Museum.
Ooh, that's a big day.
Yeah, I saw that video where he walked in like very sheepishly, like holy moly, like, it was too much. It like
Pokemon
everywhere, overload, like there and there. Like it was quite funny to see like very sheepish, like little tiny baby steps.
Because I mean, in Canada, North America, Pokemon is big, but I imagine in Japan it is huge.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It goes through waves too.
Sure.
You know,
same
popularity.
as it did here. Yeah, same as
so,
it did here.
And then Well, a little segue into that. This week we're doing the after school spring. Oh no, we're doing spring break for the elementary kids, right?
Yes, that's right. Because it's spring break right now for 2 weeks, this weekend, next week for the elementary school schools here. So we're running the camp.
Yeah, all the grade schools, and so we have we give them talks already, like, you know, what are the ninja, what are the samurai, and stuff, and we find out what they think it is. So yesterday I was telling them about how a samurai castle is designed in 3 parts.
Yep.
You know, and how if the enemy breaks into the first part, there's a bunch of corners they'll have to go around. There's a big courtyard, and there's towers on the 4 sides. Like, why, Sensei? Why is there towers on 4 sides? Because they trap the enemy in there.
Yeah.
And they take care of him. Take him out, right? So I said, well, how do you get it? How do you get by the how do you actually take over a castle that has these 3 parts? And they're like, you bomb it from the air. It's like there's no airplanes back then. You know, use grappling hooks, use ninjas. No, they're gonna see you coming. They got guard towers and stuff. And then I said, the way that a lot of times that they would win is the opposing army would find out the parents, family of the soldiers, the samurai inside, and send messages and say, you know, if you become a traitor and take out your own daimyo, your own warlord, then there's a chance. And the kids looked at me like, they actually do that? They're adults and they're lying and doing that? Like, it totally blew their mind.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Boom, you know?
Because we have some kids in the spring break camp who've never done karate before.
That's right.
Yeah, so they just came here just to experience it and to have some activity for spring break.
Well, you know, they're going to go somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, who was I having this talk about? Like, why do you have birthday parties? Why do you have spring break camps? Like, that's not traditional karate. But they're going to go somewhere. Like, working parents need to put their kids somewhere.
For sure.
Kids are going to have a birthday party. They're going to go in the States, Chuck E. Cheese, or, you know, and they're going to go somewhere. Why not come here?
Sure. You can go bowling. I mean, every year, remember when I was a kid, I used to go bowling. But why not go play karate?
Exactly. And
I said play karate.
Yeah, that's very Japanese of you. In Japanese, they go, do you play karate?
Yeah.
You know, they could go somewhere where it's like movies, popcorn, baking cookies, like sugar, inactivity, unhealthy food. Then the parents pick them up. We're here. We don't watch any movies. We don't, you know, they have to only eat their snack. We have lots of water breaks. The great thing is when the parents every day they're really worn out. Like they go to sleep right away and they don't wake up. They go to sleep at 8 and they don't wake up till 7:30.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's awesome.
It's all been good. A lot of activities, a lot of keeping them busy, a lot of teaching. I think you said today, so today is Thursday. They do 3 lessons a day.
That's right.
So today they did their 11th, right? 11th of the week. 11th karate lesson of the week.
12th.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's
13,
right.
14, 15
tomorrow. So 15 total karate lessons.
How many adults do 15 lessons in a week?
None that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15. So they do traditional karate, like, you know, moving basics, stances, that sort of stuff. We always finish with something fun.
Sure.
Then the second one, after all the breaks and games and stuff and lunch, they do kata, right? And then some breaks, and then we do some lectures and fun stuff. And then they do sports karate and fitness. So you did the lecture today.
That's right.
And you did sports karate and fitness with them, right?
That's right. Yeah, we did the sports karate. We just did a little circuit and then got them going. So
tell me about the. Do you want to save it or do you want?
Let's save it. Let's save it for the karate training tip.
Cool. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's save it. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, there are a lot of activities for them, a lot of running around, and I think it's really good too because it's structured for them. It's like, okay, we're doing karate for an hour, then you can have your snack, then you can read for whatever, then you more karate, and they go. So it's really good.
Yeah, and gashiku. That means camp.
Okay.
Training camp.
Yep.
And, you know, in Japan, right now we have a spring break here, but in Japan, the high schools and universities have their spring break. Actually, it's between school years because school starts in April.
Right.
So
I remember you saying that.
Looking at, you know, Arakawa Sensei's Facebook post and talking to my friends, you know, texting her there, they're just finishing their training, like 5-6 day training camps where they train at 6:30 in the morning, then they train 9:30 to 12, then they train 2:30 to 6.
Yeah, yeah.
And the goal of a training camp, what we're doing here or what the intense ones are doing in Japan, is like a soccer camp. So your skill level on Friday should be way better than it was Monday.
Totally.
But also your ability to work with other people should go up.
For sure.
You know, the kids who, when they finish the 15 lessons, they should be way ahead. of where they were.
For sure.
Way
How could
ahead.
you not be? Yeah.
You know, the kids who are just white belts, you know, are just starting with us, you know, they should be close to going for their belt test.
Sure. Yeah.
Right after 15 lessons, because we take it 20 lessons when they can start challenging it.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was interesting today when you were showing them how to do takedowns and training, all that kind of stuff. And we did it for maybe 10, 15 minutes, the same thing over and over and over again. And you could see they were getting a little bit restless. And you said, no. In Japan, like, we would do this for hours.
Oh, totally.
The same thing, just over and over and over again to perfect it. And then they're like, oh, really? And you said, yeah, that's why they're so good. Like, that's what you have to do. And they were like, oh, that makes sense.
That's, you know, what I think is interesting, because I'm observing more people teaching here, is that we will go to gameplay too soon.
Yeah, totally.
We can push them 5 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We can push them 10 more minutes. When we can let it go a little bit longer, they're going to have to learn to persevere.
Yes.
We can hit them with the fun stuff soon enough. But I think what happens is instructors, they see kids get a little bit discouraged.
Sure.
And so then, okay, let's just throw all the games on them.
Yeah.
Right? But then their technique doesn't get any better.
Yeah. You know what I struggle with a little bit is when, especially with the young ones too, when they say,
You so opened up so many jokes there. I just had to bite my tongue.
God. Let's not get started. You would go
put
there.
it in my pants.
You would go there.
Tying shoes.
Yeah. Where I was going with that. Where I was actually going with that.
Couldn't help it. You just lobbed it in the air.
Is when they put up their hand and they go, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go pee or whatever. And it's like, okay, like, we just had a break. Do you really need to go? I was like, you can't really deprive the kid of going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you go. And then they get back. And then the other kid puts their hand up. I need to go to the bathroom too. It's like, no, you don't. You just need to go because they want to go and you just want to get out. And it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, you have to tell them. And beforehand, okay, you got to go use the bathroom. Well, I don't have to go. Yeah. Just go use it.
Use it now.
And what's funny, in Japan, you say oshiko, which means pee, and you can say it with no problem, and everyone just goes, yep. And here you go, okay, everyone go pee, and they go, oh, since he just said pee, pee.
Totally.
You know, like, I didn't. I think the other funny thing is, we go, okay, your water bottle, your lunch, everything out, and they go, I don't have water bottle. I go, why not? Like, where is it? I go, my mom didn't pack it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Your mom didn't pack it, right? But so you're still wearing diapers. Yeah. You know, like, no. Well, then you should take care of your stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like those 2 kids today that forgot their belt.
Yes.
They had their gi, forgot their belt, and you can't say, well, where's your belt? Well, my mom didn't pack it in the. No.
Yes.
It's not your mom's job to. And they're what? 9, 10, whatever.
Yes.
It's not your mom's job to pack all your karate gear in your bag and make sure you take it. You make sure that you take it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you ask them, well, where's the belt? Oh, it's in my room. Well, why didn't you grab it? Like, you knew where it was. So.
No, that's why we have the belt of shame.
Yeah. The pink belt of shame.
Pink belt of shame.
Yeah. So it's been a busy week here at Kenzan for you more than me, but for that reason, for the karate camp, I've been busy doing other things.
And tell us what those are.
Yeah. It's really just one thing. Hammering out this thesis. Holy smoke, it's been crazy. But one thing that is exciting for me, even though I'm not actually there, is the senior Canadian national team tomorrow, so Friday, and for the weekend, is going to be doing the fitness test that I put together. So
That's
super
awesome.
excited for that. Craig is over there in Toronto right now for that national training camp, and he's starting the testing tomorrow. So just get to put that through all the national team. I think he said there's about almost 50 athletes in total.
That's great.
So yeah, going to get some more data, which is awesome, obviously, as we start bringing in. It's kind of funny, it's still going through, because obviously karate doesn't have this. It's still going through a little bit of a learning curve with some of the people.
And a cultural shift.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's great to have a lot of people on board, though, because they're being able to educate everybody on why we need it, basically, and that kind of thing. So big thanks to Craig for going out there and doing this. He literally, I taught him everything he knows. Showed him how to do the fitness test and how to implement it. And he's there doing it right now. So
no, it's awesome. And anybody who has, like the critical feedback, negative comment, these are great because it'll help you actually polish it. And I think sometimes what it is, what I've noticed with the fitness test is they haven't really understood it.
Yeah, totally.
So they make a comment, right? They take a dig at it or a crack at it, but then you go, well, okay, I got to explain it a little better.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And then after you explain it, a lot of times you have a really good buy-in.
Yeah, because a lot of the times they don't, and this was the case when we first started it, is that a lot of the coaches didn't know why we needed it, or even what the purpose of
or they
it
thought
was.
of a skill test.
Yeah,
They
totally.
confused a skill test with a fitness test.
Yes. Yeah. So that was a hurdle that we had to get over originally, and there'll still be those things. But like you said, that's great. It's just more people that we can teach. Really, more people.
Yeah, it's a transition. It's a transition, but eventually it'll become a norm.
Sure. And especially when my thesis gets published.
Aha!
So there it is.
Yes.
That'll be so for everybody that's been asking, because I've had a few people. The thesis is just about finished. I'll be handing it in. Well, either tomorrow or early next week, and then by the end of April it'll be all finished, and hopefully we're going to try and get it into a reputable journal.
Right on.
So then everybody can see it, regardless if it goes that far. I'll make it available to everybody, so they can actually look at what we did, how we actually determined the tests, what it physiologically takes to be a good karate athlete.
Yes.
And what to do about it, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's been
you're sweating a little bit still.
Still a little bit. Yeah, it's funny. My deadline is just going to keep getting pushed back a little bit for various reasons.
Yes.
It's just like, man, I just want this to be done.
Yes.
So
that'll be incredible.
Yeah,
that'll be incredible.
That'll be good. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll let you guys know all through our Facebook stuff. So.
Awesome. Well, then I think we should take that thing once it's published and send it out to all the national teams around the world.
For sure. I think we should send
hey,
it to absolutely everybody. This is what we're doing, and I think everybody else should do it too. All right. Well, I think we should dive into a little bit maybe of some Karate Global news. So for those of you that are listening, and again, if you're watching on Facebook Live now and you want to send us a question, ask us here on our Facebook Live. We'll answer it near the end of the show. So a little bit of Karate Global news. As you guys know, last weekend was the K1 Dutch Open in Rotterdam, and we just want to talk a little bit about the results on that. And once again, Japan kind of ruled the room, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they did well, both kata and kumite.
Yeah, of course. We don't need to dive into all the results quite yet, but one athlete that we were talking about earlier before was Kyo Shimizu.
Yes.
From Japan. Won a gold medal in the female kata division.
Yep.
And you said hadn't lost a kata match, since 2011?
Yes, 10 international events.
Crazy. Hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Insane.
6 years.
That's dominance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's gone to every single international event.
Sure.
But she's dominated.
She's dominated. She's a world champion. At that, she's a 2-time world champion, obviously, because she would have won it before in 2014, I guess, as well, and 2012 for that matter. So Kyo Shimizu from Japan, just absolutely dominating female kata. And actually, I just noticed now as well, Japan got the silver medal in kata as well. Hikaru Ono got the silver medal in that as well.
Let's do the gold medal round.
The gold medal round, so the results. Okay,
so
but we're only going to do the gold medals.
Only
right?
gold medals.
Okay.
And only last names.
Only last names.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to read the category or the winner?
I'll read the category. You read the winner. Let's start from the top. So, on that note, we already did it, but let's do it anyway. Female kata.
Shimizu. Japan.
All right, so now we're going to go right into the female kumite, because that's how it's listed. Female kumite, minus 50 kilograms.
If I get them wrong, please don't beat me up. Rekia from France.
Female kumite, minus 55 kilograms.
Turlugia from Ukraine.
That's pretty good. Female kumite, minus 61 kilograms.
Yin from China.
Female kumite, minus 68 kilograms.
Zaretska from Sekels from France. It looks
France,
like.
there you go. Yep.
That's from a club named France.
And 68 plus kilogram for the females.
Uekusa from Japan.
From Japan, so Japan doing that there. Female team kata.
Italy.
Now, does Japan not have a team kata? Because I feel like they would be quite strong if they did.
Yeah, they may not have taken it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so that wraps up the female divisions. Jumping in now to the male divisions. Male kata.
Shimbaba from Japan.
From Japan. I think we should also highlight here Damien Quintero, who got silver in this one as well. He is the world champion from 2016 from Spain. So the kind of kata, he's been at the top for a while, but not winning gold in Rotterdam. Moving on for male kumite, minus 60 kilograms.
Seymatov from Uzbekistan.
And male kumite, minus 67 kilograms.
Da Costa from France.
Minus 75 kilograms.
Costa from France.
Another Costa. And I think also we should highlight here the minus 75 kilograms for all our American listeners out there as well. Tom Scott, Captain America, he got silver in male kumite minus 75 kilograms. So he lost in the finals there. But Tom Scott from the United States won silver. Into the minus 84 kilogram. Who else but
Araga.
Rutara Araga winning gold medal in the men's minus 84. And in the heavyweight, 84 plus.
Horn from Germany.
Jonathan Horn. And again, we have to highlight our Canadian compadre here. Daniel Gajzinski won a silver in 85 plus kilograms. He made the finals. From what we heard, looked absolutely great at Rotterdam, and he looked great at the Nationals when it was in Quebec City, and then at Rotterdam winning a silver. Do we want to talk about the match that he had now, or we want to hold off on it? Because you said that he lost on.
I haven't seen the video yet, but I heard that he lost on penalties.
Yeah, so losing the finals, Daniel Gajzinski on penalties.
Yes, but I haven't seen the video yet. So why don't we get the video and then maybe we can see it next week, or let's have a look at it.
Because maybe we're wrong.
We could be wrong.
Yeah.
We could be wrong.
So let's not throw it.
By the way, and we skipped over, and we had written this down in our notes, so we had not thought of this person, but we just skipped over them, was in female kumite minus 61. Second place silver from Canada was Haya Jima.
Yeah.
Yep. And she also got second place.
Yeah. So there were a couple Canadian athletes getting silver medals at the K1 Rotterdam.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's just round this off real quick. Male team kata, the winners were
Shimba from Japan.
Nope.
Team kata. Sorry.
We'll get there.
My computer is frozen. You go for it.
It was Morocco.
Morocco.
So Morocco winning the male team kata. So there's your gold medalists from the Dutch Open in Rotterdam just last weekend. You can go to the WKF website for all the standings and everything on there. But yeah, Canada having a pretty good showing there in Rotterdam.
Yep. We had some top 11s. Toshi Chiagi got a top 11, and
Valentina Zolotarova got a 9th place finish in the minus 55 kilograms.
That's right. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so Valentina and BC
girl. She's a dual athlete.
Dual athlete, yes, she is, yeah. And that was in kumite that she got that one there too. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Toshi got 11th. So a good showing for the Canadian team. I'm not sure exactly how many people we sent, what the numbers are within the entire team, but
I had read that some of the divisions were quite large, like 160 athletes in a division.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was, and probably the middleweight divisions like minus 70 are quite large divisions, whereas the smallest and the heaviest ones are not as large.
Yes.
So, so that's a pretty interesting result. Hey, we should talk about. I don't think we did last week. Talk about height over weight, did we?
We did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, forget that.
You were sleeping last week. Talking about the height division, but what we didn't take is that the BC Winter Games accepted it, and
that's right.
We are going to have height divisions at the BC Winter Games.
That's what
for next year, for 2018.
That's right.
In Kamloops, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Kamloops.
The kumite divisions are going to be height based.
That's right.
Pretty awesome, and those for BC Winter Games, 12, 13-year-olds.
12, 13-year-olds right now.
Yeah.
So for basically the Olympics for kids multi-sport. That happens every 2 years. So yeah, height instead of weight. It's gone through. They've accepted it. So they're going to have an advanced division and intermediate division, because the intermediate pool of children to 12, 13-year-olds are so much bigger than the advanced, because people start dropping out of the karate as they realize it's a big commitment, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then they have to be by height, especially, they're going to do their qualifiers early December. Then they've got the Christmas, New Year's break when they might put on weight.
Sure.
And so this way they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
We're here. We're doing something. We're promoting. No worry about their weight. Of course, they have to be healthy.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, and we talked about it last week, so we don't need to dive into too much detail. But especially at the younger ages, too, I think it's good idea, and I think it's good because we don't get a lot of takedowns, first of all, at that one, and we're not, I can't remember how you put it, but we're not a strength and power sport.
We're a reach
and speed.
Or height, reach, speed.
Yeah.
Versus power, strength, wrestle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense, and again, especially at the younger divisions, to have them height divisions opposed to weight.
Yep.
So the only thing that I know you kind of went through is what the actual cutoffs are going to be and how we were going to kind of do that.
Hair height.
So however high you can speak
Robin, are you listening?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what actually, it's a really good idea. We take all the registration in, we find out what everyone's height is, and we just split it right down the center.
Yes.
And then when they get measured, if they're within 1 centimeter, if they're in the lower group, we were working on our names, and now it's all coming back to me. They'll just move up. But yeah, it's gone through. So we'll just figure out what is exactly that pool's average, because the national average might not be the pool.
Sure.
That pool's average.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a really neat concept. So I'm looking forward to seeing it implemented, and some already a really amazing feedback about it. So
yes. We could have talked about this earlier, but I want to talk about it now too. You go to Vancouver from the island. You go to Vancouver Saturday because you're going to do a whole bunch of stuff for Canada Open.
That's right. I want to just go seeing the venues, checking on people, just getting I need to just get away from the karate club to just think about the Canada Open.
Totally. That's what you said. You need to and you're just going to do everything Canada Open in a week.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I want to get it all done. Because if I'm at the club, I'm going to work on the club.
Yes.
Of course, I'm going to work on the club by email and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the Canada Open is coming up. Registration online.
It's officially online now, isn't it?
Yeah.
KarateBC.org.
KarateBC.org.
Yeah.
Go to events. It's also right there on the front. You can register.
You can register as an individual athlete. You can register as a club, right? The coach can also do it.
Smooth.
Yeah. I ran through the little beta tester, and it was really good. So you can do it on your own or as a club.
No, it's going to be incredible. And we're already getting referees from the States and from around North America who want to come.
Great.
There's 3 groups from Japan who've said they want to come.
Sweet.
There's 500 or 600 people from around the world who want the invitation now, and they're going to come.
Yes.
So we have to actually put a message on the website that you have to pay, and if you don't get the visa by the cutoff date, then we just give them the money back.
Yeah.
But they have to pay first for us to send the invitation. That's what I noticed what they do with the local judo invitational tournaments.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, also, you never know. That might be, probably will be on the new, and something we want to talk about was the WKF.net or whatever online streaming.
That's right. Online streaming is going to come up of their events.
WKF now offers a pay-per-view type thing where you can go online, you can pay whatever. There was 2 different subscriptions.
Black belt subscription or a white belt subscription. So either 50 euros to get access to the whole thing for a year, or white belt, which is 10 euros per event.
And now this is for any major WKF sanctioned event, and it's just the medal rounds that you can pay to watch, right?
I
believe I read that. There's just the medal rounds that you can see, as including obviously the gold medal match as well. So you can pay that, you get the pay-per-view access to any of the tournaments around the world, and you can see the medal matches as they're going live.
Like the Dutch Open, when I said there was 160 athletes in one division, it's because there was 1,100 athletes in total.
Wow.
Right? So there's
That's
a lot.
crazy.
There's a lot of people. I think as a start, it'll be really interesting. We'll have to pony up some 50 euros in here and get some experience with using it. So
sure.
I'm totally up for that. But it's also interesting is that I'm sure we talked about this. I know that when things go pay-per-view, you lose 90% of your audience.
Okay. Because it costs money?
They won't pay.
Sure. That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So, if it's going to be free, a lot of people will just click, well, it's free. I'm just going to click on, right?
Yeah.
So the thing I think the WKF, and they seem to be doing a really good job, right? Like,
of course.
But what we need right now is we don't need short-term money gain. I think what we need now is attention.
More eyes.
Totally. More eyes. They should play the long game.
Totally. Yeah.
They should play the long game as long as possible, as long as they don't charge people for the longest period possible.
Yes.
The more people who are their eyeballs are on what's going on, I think that's going to be the big thing.
For sure.
And then I think what they should do is layer ads inside of not either banner ads at the bottom. Yes, that could happen. But, like the announcers should be talking about something,
yes.
or they should be just organically layering it through, and then let the audience around the world just grow. Because they say you lose 90% of the people who want to watch as soon as you go to pay-per-view.
It makes sense.
Now, if this is, Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, that's a different. You're going to pay. They're going to make a lot of money. That fight will never be as dramatic as we think it's going to be.
Oh, no, the actual fight itself won't be.
No, but that's different. They're prize fighters, and prize fighters, their whole goal is to raise their fee.
Yeah, totally.
Right? The goal isn't... a good prize fighter, yes, you have to be talented, but you go into fights where you're going to make the most money humanly possible. Right?
Well, if you think about Mayweather retired, he was done. 49-0. He said he retired after he beat Manny Pacquiao.
I think he did one more
after Pacquiao. I think it's Timothy Bradley, and I think he won that one. He did win that one.
Yes.
And then he retired, and then now it's like, well, I can make a whole lot of money off this Conor McGregor thing, and all of a sudden, well, I'm not retired anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is important for karate people to be aware of because, that fight's going to happen.
For sure.
They're just trying
September, apparently.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
They both want it. But this model of being a prize fighter, I think there's an evolution in what's going to happen with martial arts.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I think the JKF is playing around with the model. Maybe they're going to try it for a year and see how it works. Yeah. But I love the fact that they're trying something.
Yeah. Totally. Just get more eyes on us and
absolutely
and get more stories out there. So that's good.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, let's move into a little bit of our tactical training of the week.
All right.
And you wanted to bring to us this week the
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring. So a kumite-based tactical drill, I guess, more so than anything that we've been using a lot in the club.
Yeah, you could do it for kata.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just have two people go up. So basically, and lots of clubs do this. Obviously, the old school way is you just line up and the person at the front stays at the front while they keep scoring points and keep winning. But, you've got a challenger and you've got the person who's winning, and the challenger tries to score 1 point or more. But we set it tonight at 1 point. And if they score, then the challenger goes from the blue position to the red position, and the next challenger comes in. If the King of the Ring, who won the last match, if they win again, they get to stay, and the challenger runs out right away, and you go in circles. And I know some clubs have actually done this in competition.
Sure.
They've set this up as a competition style, and it's fun.
Totally.
Because you're in for 15, 20 seconds, if that. You have to really, really score, and then you're out, and then you get like a bit of a break. So, like we had sets of groups of 4, right?
Yes. Yep.
So they're basically on the volume there is half on, half off, unless you're the King of the Ring.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So then you're on.
Yeah. And I think it's also good too, because with the new Senshu rule that's been incorporated too, you need to go get that first point.
Yes.
And now the King of the Hill, you only have 10, 15 seconds to get that point. So it does teach you to go and really try and get that point as well.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of fun.
I like it because you can coach people right away, because now we're just trying to get them to emphasize, setting up a tactics, setting up a skill.
Yeah.
So
it's something we've used in our sport karate program here as the King of the Hill. Because what we realized, we started this sport karate program for about a month now, strictly sports karate. And, we've been doing technical stuff, tactical stuff, throwing them some drills. And then we realized one of the best things we can do is just get them to fight more.
Yes.
Just spar, just fight.
That's one of the problems. People try and over drill and use them like puppets.
Totally.
Well, we need to let them go and just discover on their own.
Just do it. Yeah, totally. So this King of the Hill drill is great because you get to see different opponents and you get in there and you just rapid fire, go.
And I think you can set it up like, I remember Reza Sensei, shout out to Reza Salmani, he used to coach us ages ago. He used to tell us like, all right, you can only do a takedown and you can only do a lead hand punch.
Yes.
Go out and get it.
Yeah.
And we have to figure it out. Sure. And then like, you can only do this and you can only do that. And then you have to go out and get it.
Yeah. Or you can even give scenarios like you're ahead by 1 point and you have Senshu. You need to hold that and the other one's got to come back and get 2 points or whatever. So
there's only so much. You have to let people discover their own sense of timing.
Totally.
Own sense of willpower.
Yeah.
Right. I like this scenario too, because if you're scoring and you really don't want to get out, like how high is your competitive spirit?
Yeah.
As I get older, I get more competitive.
I've noticed.
Have you noticed that?
I've noticed for sure. And you've been bringing it up and more and more, especially when we go to tournaments too. You're just like, I want to get in there.
Oh, I know. Like I don't want to lose, So if I've decided that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to put all my cards on the table. If I have put it all on my strengths, right? I have weaknesses, but I'm going to put it all on my strengths. And when it comes to competition, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think with the sports card fund, we're going to spin them up a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we can already see it just in the 1 month that we've been doing it, where they're getting even better at maybe just a couple things.
Oh, it's totally incredible.
Yeah, I think the implementation of a sports karate specific program in a traditional dojo is a great idea.
Exactly. Exactly.
There it is.
All right, let's do your training tip, because this matches. Good segue.
Okay, let's do it. Our
Go
karate
ahead.
training tip of the week. So this is something that we had. So again, we had our karate camp with the kids this week, and you told me, you said, we'll go in there, teach them a little bit about fitness or whatever, just the basics. Again, we're talking
Tease
kids,
them, make some jokes, but get them working.
9 to 12. So I sat them in a circle, and I said, all right, kids, said, show me your muscles. Of course, they all flex their arms. There's my muscles. I said, no, really flex your muscles. No, they really flex their muscles. I said, okay, what's the most important muscle in your body? And they go, yeah, the biceps. So they go, yeah, the leg muscles, the core, the abs, blah, 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 blah. And then, keep kind of changing. Well, okay, well, what is it? And then finally, one girl in the camp goes, well, your heart is it. And I said, yes, your heart is the most important muscle. Perfect. I didn't think any of them were going to get it, because of course most don't realize that the heart is a muscle.
It's not like 1 or 2 of them in grade 5 have had like a body anatomy class, because they started talking about that's fantastic, the ventricles and all that stuff.
That's true. Yeah, one of them told me exactly how the blood flows through the heart from the right atria to the right ventricle and over. And I was like, yeah, that's right. That is exactly how it does it. But yeah, we talked about how the heart is the most important muscle in your body. And I said, why? And I said, what happens when you train your heart? Why is the heart the most important? Because it pumps blood out into your rest of your body, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, what happens when you train your heart? And, obviously this is at a very basic level. We can go very scientific, but let's keep it basic. They said, well, there's more blood through your heart. I said, that's absolutely right. Your heart will start to pump more blood. Your heart physically gets bigger, so it can hold more. You can bring more in. You can send more out. It relaxes more, which is actually something that we found with heart rate variability is very important. The bigger the heart, it can relax for a longer period of time, which keeps you calmer, all these great things. So they were pretty excited about that. And I said, well, how do you gauge if you're working your heart type thing? They said, oh, your heart's beating very fast. I said, is that good? I said, is it good if you're sweating? They said, yeah, it's good if you're sweating. I'm like, no, I don't want to sweat. It's like, no, it's good if you're sweating and that kind of stuff. So no, it was really good. A couple of them said, I said, what happens if you train your heart really, really hard? It'll explode. I said, no, your heart won't explode. So just kind of teaching them why the heart is so important to train. And how to train it, and just basically obviously doing aerobic exercise and just getting your heart rate up, keeping it sustained. It's so important, even though karate isn't necessarily an aerobic sport. And that's what a lot of coaches will say, but they just don't seem to understand sometimes that your aerobic performance is going to help the rest of your karate, your anaerobic performance as well. It's going to help you with your recovery. It's going to help with the execution of the techniques. It's going to help you get through a tournament, long matches. And like we've talked about before, it makes you more mentally tough as well, because if you're physically fit aerobically and you can kind of handle the long matches and that kind of stuff, by the end of a match when maybe your opponent's in the deep end, so to speak, and they're gassed and they don't know you can do it, you're going to be more confident that you are more fit than them and that you can kind of push them to the end.
Yeah, well, it's hilarious, and that the kids already were bringing this awareness to them.
Totally.
So
love it.
I want to tie this into, I was listening to Karate by Jesse's interview on the Level Up Lounge, martial arts, business and training talk.
Yeah, you were telling me about this.
And this is really funny because they said, there's a picture out there, and if someone can find it, I'd love to see it, where when you're first degree black belt, you're skinny.
Yeah.
And then second, you're bigger, and by 5th degree black belt, you're really big.
Yes.
Yeah. And that doesn't just mean your tummy's bigger. It means your heart is in worse condition.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed that too. People getting older and higher up in rank, they train less.
Yeah.
And they come up with reasons to train less.
Oh, I believe it. That's right across the board with exercise. I think, you always can find reasons not to do something, but I mean, you have to find reasons to do something.
I think you get older, you get more access to money, so you get more access to spending on food.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the right food. You start coming up with reasons not to work out.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about nutrition, which obviously plays a huge role in your heart health.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's something everybody can do who, let's say, they're putting on a little bit of weight, they're training in the dojo, but they want to be a little bit healthier? What's something they can do, like last 10, 15 minutes after a class or something?
I recommend just at the end of any class, just doing any type of aerobic exercise or just doing any exercise. So a good thing here was we keep our our dojo open after, and a lot of the times now we'll see our athletes kind of just hanging out on the side training or whatever. So I think just anything doing running back and forth for whatever until you really can't go any farther. I think just pushing yourself for that extra 10, 15 minutes every day after class, I think that's the best thing you can do, because a lot of the times the class ends, you're done.
You're done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
My time's over. Class is over. I'm going to, go sit home or drive home and watch TV and eat chips or whatever, right?
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Don't get me started. I like my chips, but at the end of class, just push yourself another 10, 15 minutes. Tell yourself every day after class, I'm going to do another 10, 15 minutes, run back and forth. I'm going to hit the heavy bag. I'm going to do whatever, plank, whatever, squats, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter what it is. As long as your heart rate's up, you're working hard for that extra 10, 15 minutes, it's going to help.
That's why at Kinzen, we always try and spend the last 15 to 30 minutes doing fitness-like things. That's why we do a lot of sports karate, even just drills, because it's going to relate even to your traditional karate. Yeah, absolutely. Chips brought up that thing when Elias's dad. Did I tell you this story? Where Did I tell the podcast? Or
I don't think you did.
On the podcast, where Elias's dad. Elias is he's a fantastic 14-year-old, right? And his dad said, "Hey, you ate my chips last night. That was my last bag." Yeah. And Elias "Oh, I didn't know." And I had to say to Elias, "You don't understand. At this age, sometimes it's just a bag of chips we look forward to."
You can't just take that bag of chips. That's what you got. Yeah.
But I know it's Elias's dad. I think he runs a lot.
Yeah, he looks like he's pretty healthy for sure. So there it is, our karate training tip of the week. Not even so much a karate training tip, I guess. Just, be healthy.
Be healthy. I mean, people need to hear it.
Yeah, totally.
They need to hear it.
Yeah.
I had a really good friend, Leslie, and he was overweight. And he said, to Norman Sensei, I really want to be better.
Yeah.
She said, lose 30 pounds.
Sure.
And no one would say, but just get healthier, make better decisions. Thing I did this week, I said I was going to do it, and I followed through, was Sunday night, went out grocery shopping. Family's away, right?
Yeah.
I've eaten everything in the house.
Yeah.
And so went out grocery shopping, and there I took a picture of me. There's me grocery shopping. Hell has frozen over. And
don't even know where to start.
Exactly. And hey, it was working all week.
Yeah.
This week, all the lunches have been made and everything's been done. And so, we got to kill the podcast. I got to go make my dinner. And holy cow, I got to get back to the kitchen.
Got to get some food. I got to get some food too. Actually, we've been doing this all day, so that's good. So let's just kind of wrap this podcast up then a little bit.
Fantastic.
Let's talk a little bit about some upcoming tournaments before we do get going, though, because we do have the K1 Rotterdam, which is last weekend, coming up in just a couple of weeks now, is the K1 in Dubai. March 31st to April 2nd. So we'll be covering that as well on our not the next podcast, but the podcast after. But again, you can watch that on the WKF.net.
That's right.
Pay-per-view thing, so you can do that. Also for us, we have the Steveston Invitational Tournament coming up in Richmond on April.
You're the coach that
1st.
day.
I'm the coach that day. I'll be there taking over Team Kenzen.
That's right.
Yeah, it'll be good. We're taking over, I think, 10 people,
Oh, that's great.
from our group going over. So that'll be good. That's next weekend. And then, of course, also there is
Open?
The U.S. Open. Yeah, in Las Vegas. I believe that's April 14th to 16th.
That's right.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, and the biggest tournament in the States, so that'll be good.
Yeah, I still might go. I'm still figuring that stuff out.
Sure.
Because every weekend for the next 3 months is something.
Yeah. And then also don't forget that Karate Rotterdam, the Canada Open is right. June 3rd and 4th, the big granddaddy.
First ever Canada Open Karate Championships.
Yeah.
Be the first Canada Open champion.
There it is. So go to karatebc.org to register for that. For us, we got all our social media stuff. Richard Mosdell for everything. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Kalen Anglos for everything. Instagram, Facebook, chat, blah, blah, blah. Also Karate 360, karate360podcast.com.
Exactly.
Karate 360 on Facebook. And again, we are going to get the Instagram Karate 360 going too, so that you can see more of our beautiful faces that you're looking at now on the Facebook Live.
It's all going to get better. We got plans.
That's right.
We got plans.
We do. We got some plans. So again, usually that we do these Facebook Lives on Friday nights. Again, tonight we're doing it on the Thursday. So that's,
you got lucky.
We got lucky. That's right. A day early for you guys. So there we go. But Friday nights we'll mostly be doing these, and then they'll come out again Monday morning. So make sure to download that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as on the iTunes.
Leave comments. Oh, do we have any questions for tonight?
We have more of a comment. But
okay.
We don't.
Do we say it? Do we not worry about it?
We don't.
Everyone can read about it later.
We can read about it later. It's not. It's nothing important. It's nothing karate related. So
happy birthday to you. It's a happy birthday time here in Japan because they're 16 hours ahead.
Oh, it is.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. This is Kaylin tomorrow.
That's right. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, your brother's coming down, right?
That's right. Brother's coming down for my birthday tomorrow.
How old is it?
How old is it? Or
how old are you? How old is it?
This thing here. It is 28 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point now where I'm forgetting how old I am because I've told somebody that
Don't even start.
Yeah.
Don't even start.
I know. I can't get to it. Somebody asked me, how old are you? I turned 26. And I was like, wait a second. I'm turning 28. But after you say it, you can't go back. I'm like, oh, wait. No,
it's
I'm
a good
20.
age. It's a good age. You know, I never told anybody how old I was till I turned 30.
Really?
Yeah, because I was telling the kids today that I had a karate club when I was like 13 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and then I was 15. It was huge. And I was teaching. They weren't even allowed to pay me. They had to because no one else could do it.
Yeah.
And I just kept it going for 8 years. And so it just got into a pattern of me teaching karate far sooner than I probably should have.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
Well,
but people seem to enjoy it.
It worked out.
And they paid me for it.
Yeah.
So people would always ask me how old I was, and if the odd time I would tell them, they're like, "You're what? You can't even drive, and you're teaching the adult class?"
Yeah.
And so I just made it a rule that I wasn't going to tell anybody my age until I was 30. So when I was 30, I had a big party in Vancouver.
Nice.
Yeah, but you don't have that situation. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways,
let's get rocking on.
There it is. This is episode 8 of Karate 360.
Kick high.
Kick high, sweep low, jump low, whatever. Just do it all. And we'll be back next week with another episode. But again, you can download this, listen to it on Monday morning.
Fantastic.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Send us your comments, send us your questions every week, and we'll answer them. Thanks again. I'm Kalen Anglos.
I'm Richard Mazel.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Sanrokumaru.
Kumaru.
Let's try it one more time. Ready?
Okay, wait.
3, 2, 1.
Sanrokumaru. Bye.